Okay, this is the trail coming up from where we parked. You could get an e-bike or a four-wheeler or something up here, like a quad. I wouldn't take a vehicle up. Here's dig site number 1. As we go about a kilometer further down this path, we'll find multiple dig sites. So I'll just get in nice and close with you. First, before I show you, you're gonna see evidence of quartz all over the ground outside of it. That's your key indicator, but of course the giant hole in the rock up there is your other one. You're gonna, of course, like I said, on the whole walk up, find these quartz crystals that are just the milky quartz that have been abandoned and not really worth anything. I mean, it's great tumble fodder, but what we're going for up here are the chlorite quartz, and I just plucked this one off the ground. It's actually probably a prime quick example where you can see the outer chlorite shell with the green, we call it pixie dust up here, and transparent quartz on the inside. So you can get full points. I've seen them come out like 8 inches. Proper terminations, points, and they're covered in the chlorite dust. Something really cool that people do is they'll polish a couple faces of that quartz crystal so that you can see into it, and when you're looking into it, the whole backside around is covered in the pixie dust, the chlorite dust, and it looks pretty cool. So as we get up to the hole here, of course, way more quartz on the ground. Standard, like, it's great for tumble fodder, and just filler even. So you can come up here and you'll see the vein running through the rock, and people have chased it deep in. And ultimately you're just getting in with all these spiders here. He crawled in there, so, oh, there's an ant. But all the bugs, you're gonna make friends with the bugs and get into the hole here. It's not deep, you got about 2 feet. So you got to try and get in there. You'll see where people are even drilling in there to try and break things apart, maybe even using mini blasters. Who knows? Look at all the points and stuff on the roof. Even right here, you can see the octahedral, or whatever it is, that the 6-sided structure of the quartz points. So crawl in. You'll notice it's full of water too. Down in here, that's actually full of water. I've heard of people bringing pumps up to pump it out while they're working. So you only want to go so deep, or just pick a day when, oh, there we go, a little drop splash there. Here, I'll throw a rock in to show you. Gotta film it, I guess, while I throw it in. There we go. So the hole's full of water, but you can get pretty deep in there before the water and chisel away, have some fun. There is, like I said, that optically clear quartz crystal that's worth taking back for faceting. I've faceted probably 1,000 pieces by now at my factory in India, and it turns out beautiful, especially with the chlorite inclusions. Even with inclusions in it, like little wisps and slight separations and stuff, it can actually be quite beautiful when cut because it's got a bit of character. So I'm gonna chisel away. I'll show you what we get from here, and I'll go over the different pockets throughout. This is a good one for the quartz veins, and there's one about 40 feet ahead there to the left that's pure chlorite. So I'll show you that one too, and we'll just work through it today. So here's just where the last pit was over there. So only about, I don't know, 40, 60 feet away, something, you'll see it right away. This vein has a lot more chlorite to it, and let me show you the dust here. When I get down low, this is what we call the pixie dust. Basically like pure chlorite, chlorine, whatever you want to call it. It's, I don't know, you might want to like take some and use it for inlay or something like that, but it's basically a green dust. Green sand, you could call it, and you'll see the seam running all the way over. And of course, that white part there, that's the quartz. So it does run the length here as well. Let me get down in here to show you. Again, the stuff with the chlorite is usually the stuff with, oh, there's an ant caught in a spider web. Have fun with that, ant. I'm not interfering. So this chlorite quartz is usually the stuff with the better clarity, like more transparent, less inclusions. Like there's barely any left over on the top there, but you can see it's getting clearer. And of course, this goes all the way back. You really got to get in here, chisel, and dig. It does break apart pretty easily. There's one where you can actually see the hexagonal structure of the quartz, but right in the center. I'm just going to point it out for you. Right there you can see the hexagonal structure. Not the most transparent, but you will pull quartz crystals from here. Like that might come out with the point just caught in a bunch of that chlorite powder up there. So work away. That's really all you gotta do is just chisel, 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 and find places to dig into. The quartz crystal pits that I'm digging at today are part of the Black Tusk mountain range, and the whole mountain range, not just this area, is full of quartz crystal veins. So I've heard of many other spots around here people have dug at. If you're up for exploring, might be a good thing to wander around through here off the beaten path and look for those quartz veins and start chiseling them apart. Hey, this is dig site number 2. So there's multiple pits at each dig site. Dig site number 2 here, which is a farther walk down. You'll see a lot of the people have chiseled the points off of the terminations off of the points of the plates down in here. This one hasn't been too well worked though, and it looks like there's some more transparent quartz here, but I'll show you the vein here. And again, this one's pretty close to the main trail. I'll show you the vein runs along right here, gets thicker, thicker, even more thick, and then people have gone down into this pit here, really chasing it. So you're welcome to go in there, chisel those out. Yeah, this is pit number 2. You're also going to find feldspar here. Really nice actual feldspar. Let me get a piece and show you. Yeah, I went to pick up this piece of feldspar and it's loaded with ants, so let me flip it real quick without them crawling on me. All right, so there's feldspar here, hopefully without ants on it, but I found one really nice chunk as an example for British Columbia. But you can see the crystalline structure in it. So you'll find, I don't know which one it is, whether it's the potassium base or whatever the other one is, but definitely feldspar. So you'll get that in here too. Down in this vein, I believe, was it. And I'll see if I can spot some more for you. Let's check that vein actually. I think that was the feldspar vein, yeah. Right in here, you'll get the feldspar. I've got a few things here to explain the site. First one, you'll see where the chlorine is on the surface of this quartz chunk, how it gets clearer closer to the chlorine, and it'll almost look black, like so dark green that it looks black. Same this one too. And that's when you know it's clear quartz, because the light is bouncing off that opaque chlorite powder. Same thing, even though this is a tiny little one, you'll get a good little faceted stone out of something like that. So I just wanted to show you these. Again, a classic case. That's what you're looking for, is that transparent stuff. Next thing I want to show you, you'll actually see the hexagonal structure on the quartz points. So hopefully you can see it happening here. Hexagon with the quartz inside. So that's just the snap piece. And again, poor termination. I'm just grabbing some quick example pieces. So you will find the quartz points that are covered, and you can polish them up. They can look pretty cool if you can do different optical things with the quartz and the chlorite on your sanding wheels. And then lastly, there's big chunks of chlorite. Just down there you'll see them, but it can actually go sort of shiny, and it'll look similar to the serpentine we have in our province, but it has a bit more of a shimmer to it. And then when it's dusted on top of the crystal, it'll look sparkly, and there's the sand on the hand. So that gives you a good idea of what you're after here. And to show you those, I'm actually at site number 3 now. So here's the vein down in here. This one is far in, like it's quite a hike. I can tell people haven't been here in a while, like it's been eroding down and filling the pit. So you'd have to haul a lot of this material out to get at the vein there. Most people just know about site number 1, but yeah, so it's down the trail here. This used to be an old logging road a long time ago, but it just hasn't been active anymore. That's basically the deal. So hop in there, start digging some more. So this is very important because you're gonna get to a Y, show them this direction, right? So you don't wanna go that way. You wanna look for these stone pillars here. This is important. The parking GPS that I mark is gonna be where we end up, but just note these 2 stone pillars. You have to come through here. And you'll see this crushed car here. And you're gonna go a little ways. Let's go ahead. So this is where it gets to be important because there's gonna be a whole bunch of Ys. We're going to the right. And then this is a good parking area. And see this one down here? This is the one you go down. So I'm gonna mark that with my GPS as your parking area. Let me just show you here. You can't really get too far in there. Pretty much to where my finger is pointing right there. That's about as far as you can drive in. If you have a Jeep like this that you don't mind getting scratched, you can try because it is an old road, but that's where you want to end up. So like I said, there's a bunch of Ys here, so pay attention to that. The road end is not for cars. Any SUV or a truck will be totally fine, but a car is gonna bottom out on a lot of these rocks, or the car is just really gonna have to go slow. This is about as good as it gets, and it's a lot worse in person. So like I said, you need an SUV, something with like mid-size clearance, because you got a lot of potholes, a lot of big potholes like this one.